Well, this special second half continues for the Padres today down at Petco Park. I mean, what a day for Dylan Cease and Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. and Padres fans. And shoot, Donovan Solano. Dylan Cease nearly had a shutout, and the Padres win a series against the Astros. And they've got Thursday off, and the White Sox are coming, and we're into the back stretch, and the magic number is 5-ish. Padres are going to the postseason. And we'll see what they do when they get there. John and Jim with you here on the wrap-up show. If you have not subscribed to this channel, it is late September, and now is the time to do it during what hopefully is a memorable run here. So please subscribe. You're on content for Padres fans. Smash the like button for us. You can follow us on X at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. We appreciate the supers. We see a couple have already rolled in. We'll get to all of them. We promise that. Thank you for your support of the channel. If you want to control the direction of the conversation, click the $ below the chat box. If you want to make sure to see your comment on screen, you can click the $ below the chat box. If you want to become a member, you can do that as well by clicking join down below. I don't even know where you go here. I mean, it's Manny Machado's. Like, what's going to happen here is Manny Machado potentially is going to carry this team because that's what he's doing right now, Jim. It's 75-plus games of Manny Machado being among the best offensive players in the game right now. And if he does it for another month, I would say look out. So Machado leads the way, Dylan Cease leads the way, and the Padres are completely rolling right now.
He's on another level. What he is doing right now, I can't remember. Like, I take that back. I can remember times that Manny has played like this in a Padres uniform.
Oh yeah,
but I can't remember, and there's only one other time. There's only one other time that you could refer to, which was 2022, where
2020, but it was different.
Yeah. I mean, different is weird. I'm thinking,
but he was amazing.
He was those 60 games. He was great, like a 950 OPS. He was on pace for like a 40 home run season. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But it was 2020. This, I can't remember him playing like this when it mattered the most in September, heading into a postseason. And there's only one other instance that we have to go off of. He wasn't playing like this. I mean, He had a great year in 2022, but this is just, I mean, what he's doing right now, it's like I said on John and Jim, it's like a video game. Anytime he goes up there, it's like home run, double, base hit, RBI.
Even last night, the ground ball was hit 104 miles per hour that ended the game.
Yeah, he has taken his game to another level, and this is you couldn't ask for anything more if you're a Padres fan to have this guy be playing this well in the most important part of your season, leading into one of the most important postseasons, in franchise history, where you have a legitimate chance, best chance maybe you've ever had since 1998, at least, to win a World Series, because you have the most complete team. You have the deepest team. You have easily the best team, the best pitching, the best bullpens, the best players playing at the best times, like the most complete lineup. I mean, it's hard not to be super excited about this team right now.
I think this team is special. I just hope they're rewarded and remembered like that, because I know how unpredictable postseasons can be.
Right.
And, the good news is there's a column of a lot of good. And some of that is there is no dominant team in Major League Baseball. I'm talking about in both leagues. Yeah. There is no historically good regular season team. By the way, historically good regular season teams get beat in postseasons. Mm-hmm. Look at when the Padres beat the Dodgers 2 years ago, or when the Mariners lost with 116 wins in the American League Championship Series. So historically good teams aren't even guaranteed to win. But the good news is you're not going up against any historically good team. If there's bad news, short series are very unpredictable. There's a very high likelihood, Jim, the Padres are playing an extremely short series. The odds are they're not winning the division. They could, and I'm not going to put anything past them the way they're playing. They could sweep the Dodgers in LA and completely flip the script on everything. But assuming that doesn't happen, I think that's fair, and I think most Padres fans probably agree that that's unlikely. You're going to have to win a best of 3, best of 5, just to really get the thing going. I mean, you're in short series, but you'll take your chances with guys like Dylan Cease, the way he pitched today, and Joe Musgrove, the way he's pitched coming back, and Michael King, the way he's thrown this year, and Yu Darvish, the way he's pitched here recently, and with your bullpen, and with Manny Machado in this offense. So It's kind of, some of it is like you couldn't be more excited if you're a Padres fan, and some of it is like you can't be more nervous because this team has played so brilliantly, and they kind of earn they deserve to make a run, but I can't guarantee they're going to do it. And I'm excited to see how it plays out. But I don't know what's going to happen. I know if they keep playing like this, they got a good chance to get to a World Series or win one, but nobody can predict what's going to happen from here on out. But this has been fun. I know that.
No, you make a great point. Like, this team deserves to have their moment. And I'm not saying that moment is only winning a World Series, but, you know, making a run, because the
Even
last
getting to
thing,
one would be incredible.
yeah, the last thing anybody wants to do is October. When was the first game?
Yeah.
Second? October
October
3rd.
3rd.
We're doing a wrap-up show like, what the hell just happened?
100%.
And that's like, that's the part where you do get scared, and it's a real possibility for sure. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say that it's definitely out there, but I just have a feeling that that's not gonna happen. Could be
I have the same
100.
feeling.
I mean, I could be 100% wrong and look like an idiot, but I watched every game this year. I've watched damn near every single pitch. Same with you. And what they've done here in the second half, which isn't like 2 weeks, it's 2 months.
Yeah.
Playing the best baseball in the entire league, damn near. And the players, the clutch hits, the big time moments, the comebacks, the great pitching performances, the no-hitter, you know, the crazy moments, the walk-offs, like, it just doesn't feel like this thing is going to end right like that. And again, we could be wrong, but the where they are at in their season and the way that they're playing baseball, they're going to clinch here potentially over the weekend. I think the earliest they can clinch is Saturday. And it all determines on what the Braves do. If the Braves say they win tomorrow, then the earliest you can clinch is Sunday. And if the Braves win one of the next 2 games, then earliest you can clinch would be, I guess, Tuesday in LA.
Unless the Braves play Monday and lose. I don't know if
the Braves do not play Monday.
Yeah. So, right. With the magic number 5, you're right. I mean, it's contingent on you got to get 3 wins and then you need 2 losses, or you got to get 2 wins and get 3 losses from Atlanta.
And Atlanta takes
Plays
on
who this weekend?
They play Cincinnati tomorrow. And then on Friday, they start a series with.
Is that the Mets series?
No. Who do they play this weekend? The Marlins. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, there's a scenario where you can't even clinch this weekend because the Braves don't lose 2 times between now and Sunday, but they could. They play 4 games. They play Thursday and then that 3-game series. So Padres are going to the postseason. I don't want to talk about 3-way ties. Truthfully, the magic number is lower. There is no 3 or 4-way tie coming. It's completely unlikely. It's a 1.
Put the magic number on the TV today.
Yeah, finally, after the game. Let's get to some of the super chats. People are excited, as they should be. Padres win a series over the Astros. Dylan Cease was just unbelievable. Perfect game through 5. Should have had a shutout if not for Xander Bogaerts booting a ball right through the wickets. He got taken out. Padres still win the game and shut out Houston at Petco Park to win the series. So please subscribe. You're on content for Padres fans. If you haven't subscribed, now is the time to do that during what is hopefully this special run here for the Padres. Let's get to these super chats. Just click the $sign below the chat box. It's awesome to have this started off by our buddy Carlos, who was there today with our buddy Rich McGuire. Yeah. Rich telling us that Carlos, he's got the faith right now in this team. And thank you for getting us started, Carlos. He says Cease was lights out. Perfect for October. Miss this. I mean, we experienced this in 2022. I didn't know what to expect going into 2022 postseason. It was a lot of fun. This time the expectations are higher because of how they're playing right now. I mean, you had Juan Soto and the expectations were through the roof when you made that trade, but this team's playing better than that team was playing in 2022.
Oh, this team's going to blow the 89 wins out of the water. Like, that team finished with 89 wins. This team can finish with like 93, 94 wins.
But that team did it all in the first half. This team's doing it in the second half. Way more desirable way to play.
Yeah, if you could draw up the perfect scenario here for this team, it's what they've done this year. Stay in it in the first half, even though it was annoying to watch and it was a roller coaster. And then flip that switch and they flipped the switch. All right. And it happened sooner than I think maybe people maybe expected but like, hey man, they did it at around the trade deadline. And truthfully, actually after the All-Star break is when they flipped that switch, because they lost 6-7 going into the break and they're one game over. And then they lost that Friday night and they're 500. And you're like, what the hell? And ever since then, it's like a freaking rocket ship to the moon.
I forget what it is exactly, somewhere in that 37-16, something like that. I'm probably off by a game, but it's something like that. Carlos, appreciate it again. He says that eighth inning was beautiful. It really was. I mean, back to back to back for the first time since 1997. I mean, where were we? Some of you weren't alive.
Right.
Need the Stars to hit like stars in the playoffs, pitching lights out. This team is so deep and complete that Xander being awful is not that obvious and worrisome. And then in parentheses, he sucks. I mean, he had a bad error that cost Cease a shutout. But at the end of the day, it's crunch time. They won the game 4-0, so who the hell cares?
Right.
Xander isn't terrible. And Xander's been asked to actually do a lot. He's coming off injury. He's moved positions. He's had a fine second half. And the eighth inning was unbelievable. It really was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And look, that was not a great boot there.
No, it wasn't. It was terrible.
Cost Dylan Cease a shutout. And I would bet you a lot that the second that they got into that dugout or probably clubhouse, the first person to go up to Cease was Xander Bogaerts.
But the first thing Cease said was, all good, dude.
Yeah, for sure. And then Xander probably will buy him a really nice dinner or something.
Right.
That's just what it is. So they got the win. And Dylan Cease he's back, right? Like, he's officially back.
He's back. He's starting game 1 for me. He just is. His stuff is too good. He has unhittable stuff. Therefore, the guy that gets the swings and misses, the guy that has weak contact is the guy that starts the first game for me.
Now,
because he's the hardest to hit among their 4 starters.
Correct. He's the best stuff of the 4 guys. And with it set up right now, that is how it would pan out. Is Cease pitches next week at Dodger Stadium. That would be his final start of the year. And then he's lined up for game 1 of the wild card round on Tuesday on regular rest. Actually, I think extra rest. I think 6 days rest. But that's when he's lined up. So if they can shore this thing up before that D-back series, that would be like very ideal. And then
I think they will.
Don't have to worry about that. And then you have everybody ready to go starting Tuesday here at Petco Park.
Yeah, I think they will. I think they'll keep playing like this. I think they'll hopefully not just win a series against the White Sox, but win 3 games. At worst, win a series. I think they'll put pressure on in LA. I think they'll win a couple of games there. And then I think that'll be enough, hopefully, to have that 4 seed at the very least wrapped up. Vector53, thank you, man, for the super chat. Guys, please subscribe. Thank you for the supers. Click the $ below the chat box. Potential World Series preview, great series win. This is Mauricio Dubon postgame in AJ Casavel's article. I think it would be a good World Series. They know who we are, and we know who they are. Good thing we play best of 7 in October. So, listen, I don't care what they play in the World Series, but I would take it because that means the Padres are in the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, the matchup that I think would just be over the moon and it would blow up would be Padres Yankees,
of course.
And then I think second after that, it's Padres Astros. From a Padres perspective, as far as the biggest series. I mean, truthfully, I'm sure Padres fans are like, who's the worst team in the AL playoffs? Let's play those guys. Right. But
the team that's played the worst, by the way, in the second half that I think is going to make the postseason is Baltimore. They've been awful.
Yeah. They've lost.
By the way, have you noticed the hottest team in baseball are the Detroit Tigers, 1/2 game out of a playoff spot?
Yeah, watch out, Minnesota.
Yeah, they are playing the best baseball right now in the sport. So it'll be interesting. Kansas City's been good. Cleveland's been good. I think it will be Houston or New York. Houston always plays well in the postseason. If you've been watching the last 7 years, they've been in championship series each of the last 7 years. I think it'll be either Houston or New York, but it's wide open. Joel, thank you for the super. He says, don't jump on the bandwagon when we start raking. #let's ride. It's fitting right now. Manny, the difference between 2023 Manny and 2024 Manny is he's backed everything up. in 2024. Like he called himself out. He didn't call the fan base out or his teammates out or
Right.
use like passive aggressive statements to the media. Like he just said in Philadelphia, I'm going to get this figured out. And if I don't, like it'll be the last of me. Like I will do everything in my power, including re-injuring myself to figure this thing out. And he has damn well figured this thing out from that moment on. And it's really impressive when you look back on that day, how they were in the dumps, man. They lost 5 straight. They were facing Ranger Suarez in danger of losing a 6th straight. Matt Waldron, Ranger Suarez, you're like a plus 200 in that game in Philadelphia, staring at a 6-game losing streak, an 0-6 road trip. They win the game. They turn their season. And Manny Machado is he's backed it up. He backed up his words in Philadelphia with his play. And he's not going to be MVP this year, but this season is going to be remembered by Padres fans if they're capable of making a postseason run. And a lot of what's going to be remembered is Manny Machado's kind of heroics here in the second half of the year.
Here's the quote. I got to do it. Absolutely. I got to play. I'm fucking frustrated. I'm fucking pissed. I can't get there. I do think I found it. I think we made a couple adjustments that got me in the right direction. But I just can't get there. I got to get there. It's fucking frustrating. I know it's going to be there. I'm just too fucking good. I have to figure it out. I will figure it out. Even if I blow my fucking elbow out again, I will figure it out.
That was a big part of our night that night, if you remember. I mean, we spent a lot of time on that. I mean, that was DEF CON night. That was skies falling. This team is in trouble.
Like, is Manny ever going to be the same? Like, what's going on?
Is Manny going to hit 15 home runs this year? Is he going to have a 700 OPS or lower?
And no, he's going to hit 30 with 100 and have an 820 OPS.
Yeah, he's going to hit 31 plus home runs. He's going to have 109 plus RBIs. He's going to have an 820 plus OPS, and he's going to put together basically one of his. Yeah, he's just a very good statistical season. Chucky D, thank you, man. He says King versus C starting in playoffs? Question mark. Last 2 days don't make that decision any easier. Back to back to back. I was so pumped. I took off both shoes. That's great. I mean, for me, that's listen. I think Michael King's been unbelievable. He certainly has earned a start in this wild card series. We'll see what happens. It's not a knock on Michael King. There is no possible world for me where Dylan Cease is pitching behind Michael King or really anyone on the staff right now. If he's going to be this guy, he's getting the ball game won, and he's got to go be this guy in that game. That's a lot of pressure, and the onus is on him. But Dylan Cease ain't taking no back seat to anyone in this rotation right now, in my opinion.
So how things line up, if they just go with the regular rotation here, all right, they don't do anything on these off days, King lines up 162. And then that would mean on regular rest, playoff series would go Cease, Darvish, Musgrove.
I don't think they'd pitch King in 162 unless they had to.
That's a good point. You're right about that. I'm just saying they probably lined it up that way, maybe, so that if there was a scenario where 162 meant 4 seed or playoffs or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Michael King on the mound. Yeah. You feel very confident,
which is
him.
Great.
Yeah, and even if you lose, it's not like the end of the world if you don't.
Because you got 3 other starters.
Because you got Cease, Darvish, Musgrove going 1, 2, 3.
Here's what I do with King, and maybe it's not King. We can have the conversation. Maybe it's Musgrove. Maybe it's Darvish. Whatever. My 4th starter, I want to have fully rested for the entire series, and if I need to deploy him, I will. If something goes wrong, your offense can get you back in a game. If Dylan Cease in game 1 gives up 4 runs in 2 innings and is laboring, and your offense scores 2, though, in the bottom of the first, and it's 4-2, but Cease just isn't right, I got Michael King available to me for 4 or 5 innings. Mm-hmm. Or the same thing in the second game or the third game. I just think it's an insurance policy. With your offense, you're not going to be out of a game. Even if you go down a couple of runs, you're going to need someone to give you a little bit of cover and length. That might be Brian Hoeing. It might be your 4th starter. Yeah. But that's how I'm treating that 4th starter. He's obviously on my wild card roster, and I may need him, but it's a luxury. You may not touch him, Jim. You might go boom, boom, Cease 6 innings, Musgrove 6 innings, and everything's great. But you know how the postseason is. I mean, me and you know, and everyone here knows as well. You can run into a rough patch, and all of a sudden you're laboring, and it's 3 1/3 innings, and you might be calling on Michael King in a big spot to give you a couple of innings and keep you in a game.
Mm-hmm.
or
So,
whomever.
yeah. I mean, I think they've already told us their rotation without telling us their rotation,
I tend to agree.
just by the way that their pitching rotations lined up, to be honest with you, because you got Musgrove on Saturday or Friday, you got Perez on. So you have Musgrove Friday, Perez Saturday, and then Darvish Sunday. That lines up Darvish for game 2, and that lines up Musgrove game 3.
That's right.
If you finished out the season on this rotation, where Joe would then pitch in LA with King and Cease, and then the final series of the year, you got. It looks like you would have Darvish, Perez, King.
Yeah, Perez might be pitching every game in Arizona. He's not really, but they'll have to figure that out. Carlos, appreciate you, man. Guys, thank you for being here tonight. Padres over the Astros. They win the series. Thursday off. Friday, the White Sox will be here. Final home series of the regular season. Carlos, thanks, man. He says, I do think this was a legitimate World Series. I don't think the Yankees are going to make it, and the Astros are the Astros. Padres look deep and hot for October. I don't know what's going to happen in the American League. I don't know what's going to happen in the National League, but no, I mean, would anyone be surprised if it was the Padres and the Astros in the World Series? That wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, that is such a surprising World Series that San Diego's facing Houston. I think baseball fans that have been watching and paying attention this is one of the odds-on favorites, Jim, to actually occur. If it was Houston, San Diego, it's not extremely unlikely. It's one of the combinations that absolutely could pop up in a month.
Well, for a team that's made the ALCS 7 straight years,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So they're going to be in contention.
Yeah, and they have a damn good roster.
Great. Yeah, they do. Good lineup, good bullpen, good rotation.
Now, I think it's funny. Like the last 2 series that the Padres have played against teams that are like red hot or going to win their division. One, the Detroit Tigers, red hot.
Red hot.
It took 2 of 3, and they could have swept that series.
Yeah.
And then this series versus the Astros took 2 of 3, could have swept the series.
Yep.
So like,
right.
I mean, you going up against teams that are like, oh, they're going to be in the postseason potentially,
really
or they're playing
good.
like red hot. The Padres are playing them straight up. The only team that in the last, truthfully, month here that they've played that's going to be in the postseason is the Mets that they did not play well against.
Yeah. Yeah.
They split
That's
that
going back though. When was that?
That was second to last week of August.
Yeah. Okay. So it's been a few weeks, but yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. All right, let's continue on here with this from Carlos. He says 3-game series equals Cease, Musgrove, and King. Or you? I mean, Jim just told you the way it appears as if the rotation is being set up. I don't think you're making big alterations this late. I think they've already made the alterations or they've already planned it. And because of that, King might be on the outside looking in. And I don't think it's a knock on him at all. I really don't. Like, not at all. I just think it's the way the cookie kind of crumbles, and you got some veteran pitchers that are just as capable. They're all capable, including the guys that have been there before, like Joe Musgrove and Yu Darvish.
What is the schedule? Because I know postseason starts
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Right. So does the division series start on Friday or Saturday?
Saturday.
Okay. So just looking at how they have their rotation set up right now, if everything goes according to plan, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Say they have to say they go 3 games.
Right.
In the
You
wild
have to
card.
assume that.
You assume it. All right.
Yeah,
That would say it goes 3 games, they win that series. King goes game 1 in the DS, Cease goes game 2, Joe goes game 3, Darvish goes game 4. And then you would have all hands on deck for game 5.
In the championship series, right. Yeah.
No, in a division.
No. I'm sorry, but you don't even need all hands on deck. There's an off day. So from 1 to 5.
Oh, well, then King would go game 1 and 5?
Yeah, there's one off day, right? I'm assuming there's one off day for travel.
And we're getting ahead of ourselves, obviously.
Yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but I'm pretty sure there's one off day. I don't think it's 5 games in 5 days.
I just think, look, take care of business this weekend against the White Sox. Don't let up here because it's the White Sox, right?
Right.
Don't just go out there and think that you can walk on the field and just win the baseball game, which, I mean, you probably could, but you got to take care of business. I mean, you got Crochet, kind of ironic, pitching Friday. He has been awful in the second half. Just, I mean, talk about like one of the best trades you didn't make. Oh my God. Could you imagine?
This year, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, for this season. So take care of business this weekend. I don't know if they're going to clinch unless Atlanta just falls off a map here and they lose tomorrow to the Reds and then they play shitty versus the Marlins. But just continue to keep winning and you'll be able to probably clinch game 1 or 2 versus the Dodgers. And then hopefully that lines up with the D-backs not playing well. So that final series doesn't mean anything. And it's set up right now. Game 1, Dylan Cease. That's kind of what it is.
Roma AZ, thank you, man. He says, Xander's boot today makes me wonder what Schulte will do when Kim comes back. Do they sit X? No. This is too late on Kim. This is too late. We said this, I mean, in our opinion, and certainly my opinion, and I think Jim agrees, this is too late on Kim. Everything's going perfectly. Kim's had value for this team for parts of the last 4 years. He could absolutely provide value potentially off your bench or as a replacement in a game. He might have been in that game if that was the postseason in the 9th inning today, if it was a postseason game as a defensive replacement. But no way, 2-time World Series champion Xander Bogaerts, who's played every single day in the second half, is taking a backseat to Ha-Seong Kim.
And it's one of those injuries we talked about, how it's like things happen for a reason. And while Ha-Seong Kim might be viewed as the better defensive shortstop, absolutely, he's not as good of a hitter as Donovan Solano. The best lineup for this team is with Donovan Solano in the lineup. Xander moved over to short. Cronenworth, even though he's just really struggling right now.
He is terrible.
Yeah, really bad. At second, and then a combination of Solano and Arise at first. The other guys at the DH. Like, that's your best lineup going forward. And I don't know if they would have done that if Kim was healthy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I do. So absolutely, I think you're right.
It's like one of those kind of blessings that happen in disguise. And then if Kim comes back, which we don't even know if the dude's throwing yet, or if he's even close. But if he does,
just watch it from the freaking dugout. That's all I can say. I mean, it's too late, man. We got Brandon Longworth or whatever his name is. You got Tyler Wade. You have enough.
He had a nice bunt today.
His first career hit.
Lockridge,
career hit. ZDFL, thank you for the super. He says, are you guys at all worried about possibly facing the Phillies in the division series? We talked about this today. I mean, it's cliche, but it's like, I think the other teams are going to be worried about the Padres. I mean, all these teams are capable. That's why it's the postseason. I think the Phillies are really good. And I think the Phillies will be a favorite against the Padres, certainly with home field. But I'm not sitting here being like, man, got to face the Phillies. Season over. No. I lived through 2022. We watched them beat the Dodgers. So, no, I'm not overly worried, to be honest.
With the way this team has played this year on the road, I've said this multiple times. I don't feel as scared or nervous as I might have in the past with just how well they've played on the road. They have the best record, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check this right here. Yeah, John, they have the best road record in the National League. They're 45-30 on the road. Next best is the Brewers at 44-34. And then after that, the Dodgers are 42-35 and the Phillies 39-35.
So you're saying that the fact that they have to play maybe an additional road game shouldn't at all be a concern?
Not with this team.
I completely agree. Completely agree.
And their record at home, while it is 42-36, and you're like, oh, 6 games over.
It's a lot better than it was.
Look, I don't have it in front of me, but like their home record the last 2 months, look at that. And that's more of an indication of what they are at home than the overall record shows. Because remember how they were such a bad home team early in the season? We're like, they can't win at home. What the hell?
Yeah. Let's get to this from Nick. Appreciate you, Nick. And by the way, Nick is a new member of the channel. If you want
Oh,
custom emojis and
welcome.
badges, if you want to support the channel, click the join button down below. You'll get the emojis and the badges you see in the chat on YouTube. So thank you, Nick. He then followed up with the super chat. Each of yours favorite midseason acquisition or acquisitions. Does Luis Ariz count as mid-season, or is that too early?
I mean, that should count.
But I mean, do you want to go with like the Adam or Scott?
Are you talking about like the trade deadline or just like any acquisition that Preller made?
I mean, is it Solano? Is it Adam? Is it Scott? Is it Ariz? Is it Cease? Cease was right before the season.
Is it Lockridge? Is it Peralta?
I mean, I would go probably with. I mean, could I say Jason Adam?
You can say Jason Adam.
Been basically lights out. I mean, I could say Brian Hoeing.
A boy.
You know,
Halloween jersey in the cart.
There's no bad answer.
I think I might have to go. I might go Luis Ariz. You can't go wrong. I mean, Luis Ariz, like, I heard something today of like, oh, what the Mets have done this year. I mean, you're looking at the executive of the year, who's their GM. You're gonna say,
is that like that new guy, right? He was with the Brewers, David Stearns.
Stearns, or I think his name is.
Yeah.
Stearns. And I'm like,
David Stearns.
David Stearns. I actually heard this on the way home. I was listening to your favorite show. Which is oh man, dude, I forgot. Jason Smith and Michael Harmon.
They were talking about the Mets.
And he's like, yeah, David Stearns, because he's a Mets fan. But he's like, David Stearns, executive of the year. Can you see? Look at this Mets team. And I'm like, whoa. First off, no. Second off, AJ Preller. There's not a number two. Slash payroll by how many million? How many tens of million?
Close to 100.
And he was on the hottest of hot seats. Okay. He didn't get a great endorsement from Eric Katsenda and Eric Grupner at the start of spring training. It was like, oof, got to perform this year. And every single move he has made has worked. Think about that. Every single move. Name me a move that he made that like was really bad. You can't, because they've all been good. Dylan Cease, Luis Ariz, Donovan Solano, David Peralta, Jeremiah Estrada, Jason Adam, Brian Hoeing, Tanner Scott.
They're all good.
Offseason, Michael King, Kyle Higashioka. Jerkson Profar.
I mean, he should be. I don't know if he's going to get it because that's who even knows the particulars.
He got rid of De Los Santos when he sucked, and he knew to get rid of him.
Yeah, right, exactly. He's upgraded all year long. He's upgraded. He's kind of like tinkered and put this team in this position where they're capable right now of being
Elias Diaz.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to get back to the chat. We're going to get back to the supers. We realize there's a lot of supers to get to. We appreciate you guys being here. Padres win this series over the Astros. We appreciate your support of the channel. Please subscribe. Year-round content for Padres fans, and thank you for the super chats. We're getting to all of them tonight. It's going to be a late night here on the wrap-up show, so we appreciate you guys. Just click the $ below the chat box. And again, like we always say, we can't do it without your support, and we can't do it without the support of our title sponsor or our partners here on the wrap-up show. Mark Nimitz has been with us since day one of this channel. I remember it when we were just like a little channel, little baby channel, and now look at us. We're like in high school as a channel, but couldn't have gotten off the ground without the support of Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. And he's a great insurance agent. How do we know it? Because we have insurance through him, homeowners and life and earthquake, and he does auto. He can save you money. If you ever need him, he's there for you. He's been there for me and my family. He'll do the same for you. He's a lifelong Padres fan. He's a native San Diegan, and he's a diehard Padre fan, and he watches this show each and every night like each of you do as well. So click the link in the description down below. There he is. He's in the chat right now. He's going to save you money on your insurance. If you ever have to file a claim, he is there for you. He's going to save you the time and money that other insurance agents aren't going to do, and he's going to be there for you. So click that link in the description down below And get in contact with Mark Nimitz. Call him. Free quotes, by the way, online or by calling Mark. He'll talk to you about the Padres. He'll talk to you about saving money on your insurance as well, whatever it is, auto, home, renter's life, earthquake. I mean, he's there for you. If you support the channel, please support our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance.
Yeah, you see on the ticker below all his information, his phone number, and his email address, mnimitz@farmersagent.com. When you reach out to Mark, let him know that John and Jim from the Wrap-Up Show sent you.
Appreciate you, Mark. Click that link in the description down below. Support the channel, support Mark. Let's get back to it. Please subscribe. And Matthew, thank you with the super. He says, Jake's bat is so terrible. He's been awful. I'll use the gym. Last 7, last 15, last 30. He's hit 077 in his last 7 games. He's 2 for his last 26. He's 8 for his last 49. That's 163. He's 23 for his last 108 over the last 30 games. That's 213. He's been terrible. It's rare that everyone's playing well at the same time. He hasn't played well. I don't think it deserves much more discussion beyond that. He's played well at times this year. He has not played well recently. Hopefully he can be salvaged still between now and the end of the postseason.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a great time for Jake. Not to say he's had a bad season. He's had a fine year. He's had 27 doubles, 3 triples, 16 homers, 78 RBIs. He's hitting 242. I mean, his OPS isn't great, 712, but I mean, it's a pretty decent year in the bigs, honestly. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna have over 80 RBIs and or close to 20 home runs, probably not even really, but 30 doubles. I think right now the move down was necessary because Jackson Merrill is three more hits today. He's freaking amazing. And I mean, it does kind of make the bottom half of your lineup not that great, but I mean,
we can't have all things.
You'll stick Solano down there once Arise gets back in the lineup. So you have a really good hitter at the bottom of your lineup, and then with Cronenworth and Higashioka down there, you got some guys that potentially could run into one with Higgy and Cronenworth, and I guess some pop in their bat. And Solano's a really good contact hitter, and so
they don't need to be the 27 Yankees.
No,
I mean,
no.
Let's be honest. Their offense is more than good enough, even with the struggling Jake Cronenworth, and they have the pieces around because they don't need to have the best lineup in baseball history. They just need to be really good, and their lineup is really good. It's not the best lineup, but it's a damn good lineup, certainly by Padres standards. Grit Squad, what's up?
Squad.
He says in 6 games since Manny started wearing the neon yellow sleeves, gloves, and cleats, he's batting .444 with 13 ribbies. Paint the mural already. Yeah, the highlighters have worked for Machado. 2 solo home runs today, including a huge one in a scoreless game late, and then another for insurance. I don't know. Like, is it the shoe? It's just Manny Machado, man. He could be wearing like John and Jim freaking cleats, and I think he'd still be hitting .444 of his last 6 games. I don't think it's the equipment. I think it's Manny.
This is what he's done in September. 323 with a 348 on base, a 661 OPS. What's that? Or slug? What's that OPS, John? 661 plus 348. It's over 1,000.
1,000. 661 plus what?
661 plus 348.
1,009.
With a 1,009 OPS, 6 home runs, 21 RBIs, 3 doubles, and he has been amazing. That's September.
Hold on, I need to pull something up because this is the okay. Hold on, huge e-break, massive e-break. You're probably wondering where I'm going here.
It's either the Calgorithim or Memphis Tulane.
Neither. All right, let's play this tweet from AJ Cassavell. Because remember, I have argued repeatedly that the magic number isn't 5. And I have evidence to support that, but everyone's telling me it's 5, including Padres.tv, so I've kind of rolled over on it. But let's hear what AJ tell me if you can hear this, Jim.
It's 5, but I think it's important to view that number a little differently from the way magic numbers are traditionally viewed, where the Padres win or another team loses and the number goes down. Yes, every time the Padres win, that number will go down. But the other half of it is every time the Padres' threshold for reaching the postseason, which is currently 92 and 70, goes down, then their magic number will go down with it. Now, that'll usually happen when the Braves lose, but there are other factors complicating that. For one, the Braves play the Mets next week. So that means one of those teams will lose at least 2 games, and those 2 losses are already baked into the equation. There's also the tiebreaker with Atlanta, which the Padres own in the event of a head-to-head, but if there's a 3 or a 4-way tiebreaker, the Padres don't necessarily win it, which means that they could end up tied with the Braves and still finish below them. So to recap, the best way to view what a magic number is how many wins do the Padres need to get past their threshold for reaching the postseason. Right now, they need 5 wins to get to 92. They can clinch as soon as Saturday.
Did you get that?
So they need to get to 92 wins.
They don't. That's the funny thing. That's to clinch it and us to all celebrate with champagne. There is no scenario where the Mets and Braves in their 3-game series lose those 3 games, and those are the only losses on their schedule. And it's the perfect combination of this team lost 2 and this team lost 1. I'm telling you the magic number is more like 4.99 than it is 5 because there's no 3 and 4-way tie coming. Let's be honest with each other. It's not happening. And the Mets-Brave thing is a huge wrench in their chances of reaching the postseason for one of those 2 teams. There's 3 guaranteed losses still coming for those 2 teams. Guaranteed. The magic number for me is 5-ish, which means it's below 5 for me. All right, let's get back to this.
Of course, this would be like
I told you.
Of course, this would be for the Padres. I mean, it's like
are we celebrating?
The most confusing magic number possible. It's like, we just make this thing easy, please.
Carlos, appreciate you, man. He says, worried about Jay Cronenworth, not October ready. Yeah, we just talked about it. It's fair, but I'm not overly worried. John, appreciate the very generous super chat.
Oh, thanks, John.
He says, if you don't believe this team is special, then you're high as a kite or a Dodger fan. Whatever happens in the playoffs, I've certainly enjoyed this ride. Thanks, fellas, for the free Padres therapy. Love the hat. John, thank you. Billion Creation, I was there today. I have an addiction, which is better than a drug addiction. My wife isn't happy. Jim is trying to start something by being like, hey, Kristen, did you see John's new hats? But I mean, listen, there's worse problems. I could be doing all kinds of things.
Yeah, you were like, yeah, I could be doing drugs or I could be buying hats.
Yeah, it's a $40 addiction. You know,
John has here's John's 2 addictions: conference realignment and hats.
Correct. Yeah. I like the patch on this too.
That's pretty cool. The World Series patch. Here's my problem with that hat. It's a
Petco Park.
Here's my problem with that hat. From far away, it looks like one of 2 things. It looks like a Giants hat.
No, it doesn't. It looks like 98 Padres and it freaking says San Diego on it.
It's because the orange and white and like dark black.
It's not dark black. It's navy.
Okay, well, it looks like it's black on the screen.
Well, guess what? It's navy.
Okay.
What's your other problem?
My other problem, it could be potentially viewed as like a Baltimore Orioles hat as well.
Other than the fact that it doesn't say the word Baltimore.
I know, but from far away, John, people can be like, oh, it says San Diego. It's like in cursive.
Well, from far away, your black hat could be seen as a.
This is the like.
That to me, that reminds me of freaking Giants.
That's yeah, just I don't know. Yeah.
John Fields likes it.
That's great.
That reminds me of the Packers.
Yeah. What does this remind you of?
San Antonio.
Okay.
Flying Chocolates.
What does this remind you of?
Parks and Normal. Manny and Toddy.
Okay. What does this remind you of?
Torrey Pines?
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's it?
That's all I got.
I bought another hat. If you go to John and Jim 760, you can see the other hat I bought today. Here's a tease. Go find our other channel.
Spoiler alert, it's an Aztec hat.
It's an Aztec hat. Yeah, I'm kind of with this sentiment real quick, like that whatever happens, it's been a good ride. I mean, we'll be disappointed if it doesn't end up, in a World
I'm
Series
not
or
gonna.
winning World Series. But no, I'm not going to be like the season sucked if
No,
they lose the playoffs.
this is the most fun that I think you Padres fans could say they've had in how long? I mean, 2022, obviously, but like prolonged stretch. 2022, it was like 0 to 100 real quick in the postseason, and it
Mhm.
was 2 weeks. This is 2 months of like excellent baseball,
Yeah.
and that hasn't happened. And not only excellent baseball, it's baseball at the end of the year when you are gearing up for a postseason run. It's not
Mhm.
like, oh my God, they played 2 months of baseball and great baseball in May and June, and then they fell off a cliff. That happened in 2021. This is like, oh my God, they're playing great baseball in August and September, and they're in the postseason, and they've won 90 something games, and they have home field in the first round of the division series or the wild card round.
Mhm. Moises appreciates you. Let me read this here. My top stories 2024: 1, Jackson Merrill; 2, Manny; 3, the veteran presences, Peralta, Solano; 4, Arise; 5, Preller picking up Jason Adam, and Tanner Scott. Those are all great storylines. We could jumble them around. Some would say Machado over Merrill or Merrill over, but you get the point. But those are all, great.
Profar,
Oh yeah, where's Proey?
Cease.
Yeah.
Who was a bigger surprise this year for you? Profar or Merrill?
Man, that's a good question. Bigger surprise? Probably Merrill, honestly.
Yeah.
Who knew Merrill was going to be like freaking MVP caliber? Have
But
MVP
who knew
stretches.
Profar was going to be starting in the All-Star
MVP
game in
caliber.
left field
I know. Well, they both were in the All-Star game. I mean, that's crazy.
and have 23 home runs in career year.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Can we get some clap emojis
Oh, Johnny.
for Johnny Blaze? Thank you, Johnny. Super generous. You've done this before. We do appreciate you, man. We really do. How about subscribing for Johnny right now and for this channel? Let's get to 7,100 subscribers. If we could tonight, we're about 60 away. So please subscribe. You're on content, as you know. We'll be there for you in the postseason, before it, during it, and after it. We're there for you. You're on content for Padres fans. Johnny Blaze saying, what up, fellas? F it, bring it, beat the best to be the best. Phillies, Dodgers, Mets, whoever, LFGSD. I love the positivity. I love the attitude. Could be the Mets. We spent so much time on the Diamondbacks. We're like, oh, by the way, it could be the Mets.
Right. Like, oh shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, it is.
I mean, that's the Mets and the Phillies scare me the most. But if they had to go through those two teams to get to the World Series, I would still say bring it on, because just of how well they've played this year. It's just one of those things where you're like, the two teams they've kind of had real struggles with this season have been the Mets and the Phillies that are in the postseason.
Sure.
So
Don't play them.
Try to avoid them. Is that a cricket
Right.
over there? Or is that my
yeah.
house?
No, that's a real deal cricket.
Oh, no, that's your house. Is a cricket inside?
They're everywhere. I don't know. They live in my fridge or my house or something.
Oh, nice. Cool. Did you know that? Have you ever seen a spider cricket?
They don't exist.
What?
The spider cricket is two things. It's saying, have you ever seen a dog cat?
No, dude. So
have you seen a lion panda? No, they don't exist.
No. Ask. So
Who, Jeeves?
No. A spider cricket. Type it up. Look up spider cricket.
I'm not. I don't even care. What is it? Spider cricket. Fine.
Spider cricket.
Ooh. No, they're called camel crickets, dude.
Spider cricket.
They do not pose a threat to humans.
Spider crickets are real. and here's why you don't
What's
want
that?
them in your home. Dude. Yeah, spider crickets, bro.
That's a good name for a minor league baseball team.
I like that, except the spider cricket disgusting to look at. So I would not want a minor league team or a logo of that team to be a spider cricket, because then your mascot is a giant spider cricket.
Which I think actually would be cool. I think Cleveland should have gone spiders.
That cricket is loud, dude. It's
No
a loud.
shit.
I thought it was in my place. I'm like, what's happening?
I don't really hear them upstairs when I'm sleeping, but they just like they chirp all night and then like they go to sleep during the day. All right,
Just
couple things.
free in your house,
They do.
like Josh Hader.
He also lives rent free in my house. Guys, Mova Globes, pick one of these puppies up while they're available by clicking the link in the description. What do you want me to do? What do you mean kill it? It doesn't exist. It's just I just hear it.
Close your window or close your door.
They're freaking closed, dude. The cricket walked in some other time.
Oh shoot! So you close your door and the cricket's still in your house making that noise?
Correct.
You're gonna die.
No, I'm not. I've had crickets in here for like all summer.
They're gonna crawl in your nose and then go in your brain, and you're gonna die.
I don't care if it means I don't have to listen to you. Guys, pick up a Mova Globe. All right. These are, oh my God.
It's so
annoying?
loud, dude. It is
It's
so.
I've had
This is the loudest cricket I've ever heard in my life, dude.
It is loud. I don't know where he is. It's a cricket. It's like in nature. It's like an ASMR channel. People have thousands of subscribers that just listen.
Give the cricket tap water, he'll die. The cricket's louder than me. Jesus Christ says that if you invite it in your house, you give it power.
I didn't invite it in my house. It just came into the house.
People were saying they thought the cricket was in their house because that's how loud it is.
I mean, I don't mind the sound of a cricket, if I'm going to be honest.
Turn your lights off.
Will that
it's
do
very
something?
loud. Someone said, the Podfather says, turn your lights off.
Hold on.
Oh, now it's gone.
Yeah, he got scared.
The noise is gone.
Yeah, I know, he got scared.
That's what that. There we go. Sean fixed it. Scare the cricket. Seriously, all listen to Jesus Christ.
Hold on.
This is like late night edition dark wrap up show.
All right. Mova Globes. Promo code PWS10. Cricket not included, but they spin with natural or artificial light. I still have my artificial light on. All other lights are off. Use promo code PWS10, get 10% off. They've got all 30 teams officially licensed, including the Padres. This company's in San Diego. This technology was invented in Cardiff by the Sea. These are amazing products. They have more than just baseball globes. They've got planet globes as well and more. You are, Luke? This is a
Sorry,
cricket
Luke.
channel.
Wrong channel.
Anyway, you know what to do. Pick these puppies up. Click the link in the description down below.
Yeah, get them Mova Globe today. PWS10 is a promo code. Click the link in the description below. Great gift for a family member. Great gift for loved one. Great for kids. I mean, kids love these things. Jones loved his Mova Globes that he got.
He does. He has an Earth Globe.
So buy Mova Globe today, PWS10, and you're welcome.
All right, back with you here on the wrap-up show. If someone just entered the chat, they might be like, what is happening? Sugar Muffin, thank you.
What's up, Sugar?
Look at this. I mean, in their last 18 series, they've lost 2.
Jeez.
So that you like for the postseason because they just don't lose series.
What was the Schulte number? He goes, remember when he like yelled at AJ Castro? He's like, if we win 6 of every 10, that's 94 wins, AJ.
It's more than that. What is it? 60, 36? It's 96 wins.
Okay, 96 wins. Well, they're going to get close to that.
And they're going to get close. Matthew wants to know, thank you, Matthew. He says, odds on us going 6-9.
Because they have 87 wins right now. So that would 93. Dude, 93 gets you in. But wait, they don't even have 15 games remaining.
No, he's saying 6-9. Is he saying 6-3? He's like 6 of 9.
Oh, winning 6 of 9, 6-3.
Yeah, I think the odds are decent.
Yeah, I think they're very good.
Yeah, I think they're at least pretty good. Yeah, I think it's definitely a possibility with the White Sox.
Oh my gosh. Get up again and stomp your foot. Like stomp your foot.
It didn't scare him, dude.
Well,
Not
you shut up when you got up.
You're right.
Dude.
Jesus.
That's not.
It's going to happen. It's been going on for months, dude.
And you haven't fixed it?
What do you mean fix? What do you want to do?
Get the cricket out of your house.
I don't know where he is.
It's called like bug spray or something. And you spray like
let me just spray my whole house with bug spray.
Something.
I don't want to put something bad in my water. Jose Carlos Luna, thank you for the super. He says Mets or Arizona in the wild card series. I take Arizona at home.
I would take Arizona at home too.
What do you guys think? Put it in the chat. Mets or Arizona? Put it in the chat.
What does the cricket think?
The cricket thinks they should play. I don't know, the Crickets. Will, thank you, man. He says, Jim, rate the NL playoff pitching staffs, include the Braves and the Mets. What is he, Chat GPT? Like he'll be prompting Jim?
Jim, rank them now. Well, let me look here. I'll
mute myself.
You figure out your cricket problem, bro. All right, let's go to teams. I want to look at the Phillies rotation because they're the only team that I think would match up to the Padres. Wheeler, Nola, Suarez, Sanchez. Yeah, that I think I might take the Padres 1, Phillies 2, and then I guess maybe I can't say Dodgers 3 because they're like decimated by injuries.
We talked about crickets in 2023. Someone just tagged us in something. James tagged us in Cricket Talk in 2023.
I think we did. Crickets or cockroaches or something.
I think it's cricket. You told me the cricket's going to mass produce in my house.
Yeah, and you like freak the fuck out.
Right.
I would say, Will, that the Padres have the best pitching staff in the National League. Phillies have the second. Maybe Brewers third, Dodgers fourth, Arizona, Mets. I mean, the Mets' best pitcher is Sean Manaea.
Is that good?
I mean, he's pitched really well, but
based on the last time we saw him in the postseason, maybe not.
That's Sean Manaea is their best pitcher.
Yeah, we're talking about Sean Manaea.
The Padres, I mean, you look at it, Padres and Phillies have the 2 best pitching staffs in the National League, and they could theoretically meet in the divisional round.
That's right. Paul Stone, appreciate the super chat. Guys, if you're here, please subscribe. We are 59 subscribers away from 7,100. So please subscribe. You're on content for Padres fans. Come on, guys. We got 500 of you here, and more of you are here on replay, so please subscribe.
Did the Yankees just clinch?
Well, a playoff spot was on the line, but not the division.
Man, rip Mariners.
Paul says, so 6 months in, who won the Soto trade? You can't have a Soto winner with the postseason going to be over in 6 weeks. Like, a big part of that story is like, if the Padres win the World Series, they won the trade. If the Yankees win the World Series, they won the trade, and then there could be something between that. There's no way you could tell me if the Padres win the World Series, they didn't win the trade.
It's at this point in time, it's a rare both teams won the trade.
Yeah, but don't you think, why don't we just table it for 6 weeks? Because if the New York Yankees win the freaking World Series, nobody's going to be like, man, can't believe you gave up Michael King.
Right. But if neither win the World Series, it's a draw.
Well, then
they both win the trade. If
Agreed.
one of the teams
Well, it
wins the World
depends on what
Series,
happens.
yeah, if one of the teams win the World Series, then the edge goes to that team. But like
Right.
at this moment in time, for that big of a trade to happen for two teams that didn't make the postseason last year, right? Yankees didn't make it.
Maybe not. I have no idea.
I don't think they did.
82 and 80 now.
Yeah. Okay. So for two teams that didn't make the postseason last year, for two teams that went 82 and 80, by the way, as well, to make this significant of a trade in the offseason, to both now be two of the best teams in baseball based off of that cornerstone trade. Soto's got 40 plus home runs. He's going to be top 5 MVP in the American League. He's been incredible this season for the Yankees. And then Michael King has been awesome for the Padres, along with Kyle Higashioka, and Drew Thorpe got the Padres Dylan Cease. So like both teams have benefited, and they'll both be in the postseason, and they both compete in the World Series. That'd be crazy, and that will determine it all.
Can you maybe turn off your light just so we have the same vibe? Just to see what it looks like. Oh, no, not that light. I meant like the light. You don't have a light, like a ring light still?
I do have a ring light.
Because it's weird that you're in the daytime and I'm in the nighttime. That got, it's a little dark. Now turn your light back on that, like I have.
It's a bright light, dude.
It's too much. I put in the bottom line wrap-up show after dark.
Hold on.
All right. Well, Jim does that. The Fiery Friar, appreciate you, man. He says, at least we don't have to. Oh, wow. What is going on over there? It's like Star Wars over at Jim's. Oh. What the hell? It's like, may the force be with you, dude.
What's up, bro?
I'm way better lit, I feel it. Oh. What the hell? We can't see you.
Luke, I am your father.
This was a very bad idea by me. Okay, maybe turn your light back on.
No, too late.
Okay. No, you have to have more lighting than that, dude.
Fine, hold on.
Okay. The Fiery Friar says at least we don't have to play the Rockies in the playoffs. You're not kidding. Congrats to Bud Black, by the way, on becoming the winningest manager in Rockies history. I also think he's the losingest. I think he's probably got the most losses in franchise history, but he's also the winningest. He's got the most wins. Jim is now, the problem is when you give Jim something to get excited about, he treats it like he's 4. That's better. That's fine. John Fields, thank you, man, for the super chat. He says also big shout out to the boys in Lake Elsinore for making it to the championship series for the Cal League. I was not aware of that.
Must be nice.
I need a storm hat, dude.
I'll wear my Chonkless hat. Doesn't not the same team.
That's that doesn't make any sense.
I know, but it's Padres minor league affiliate. So there you go.
Right.
Chonkless hat. There we go. Supporting minor league baseball. How you doing?
JD Gasher, thanks, man. He says, set a griffin, half lion, half eagle on the cricket. I don't have a griffin.
I don't have a griffin.
Believe it or not, but I like the idea. Mauricio, appreciate you, man. He says, great win, but Cronenworth not hitting all year. It's not all year. It's here more recently.
Correct. It's been bad recently, like really bad. His numbers are decent and good.
So stupid.
What?
That we're sitting in the
You
dark.
did this.
I did do this, and I'm an idiot for doing it. But you know the scroll over effect on YouTube? Now, if anyone's going to YouTube and they click on us and they see the scroll over and we're in pitch black, they're like, I'm not clicking on that. Andrew, appreciate you. He says, thank you for the super. He says, is John telling ghost stories? I don't know any scary stories. We watched a crazy freaking show on Netflix. A girl in the picture or the girl in the picture? Crazy.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch that.
I told Jim to watch it. It's kind of mind-blowing, truthfully.
I had to text. I had to text Aaron in the other room so I didn't forget, and so
Yeah,
we
yeah,
watched it
smart.
this weekend.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a great thing to watch right before you go to sleep, by the way.
Dude, we
yeah.
love the like murder doc / like suspense thing before bed.
Kristen does too. Everyone loves that. I mean, that's so like American. Like, look at Netflix. It's all like that type of documentary. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't like watching them right before bed. I don't even like watching them, truthfully. But Kristen loves them. Let's see here. Grit Squad says, "Why do Padres not have a legit post game show? What are we, chop liver?"
You're right here.
Mike and Mary Lou's awkwardly standing in the field isn't cutting it. What happened to Sweeney? Sweeney has been working where? With the Cardinals?
Yes, I want to say let Sweeney go. And
no,
Major League,
that's right.
I think I want to say that they let Sweeney go. Sweeney went to the Cardinals. I think they have Bally Sports still in St. Louis.
I don't know.
Maybe. And then Major League Baseball hired Mary Lou's for the Padres broadcast. And then they only have a 15-minute pre and post, or a 10-minute pre and a 15-minute post.
20-minute post, yeah, 15,
yeah.
20.
And it's they didn't put much thought into it. That's I can tell you that. I love Mike Pomeranz, though. I think Mike Pomeranz does a fantastic job.
Oh, he's great. He's been great for years.
I know a lot of people didn't like Sweeney. Okay, fine, but their post game show was actually pretty legit. I mean,
they had the full set, and they had lengthy conversations, and it was 30, 40 minutes before and 30, 40 minutes after. Yeah, it's definitely been like tightened up, which I don't like. I've said it before. I just think it's a disservice to Padres fans. I mean, there's just so much interest.
So
that I think you just got to treat it like it's, you got to give it the justice it deserves when you're drawing 45,000 people a night at the ballpark.
So my question now is, in 2022, they did on Bally Sports, like, once the game ended, come over to Bally Sports, Pomeranz, Pomeranz, Sweeney, Mark Grant, and Tony, they did like a post game show on Bally Sports. Remember that?
Yeah.
And the same thing in 2020, but they did it like during the postseason. So
yeah, it doesn't exist.
They're just not going to do anything for the postseason, I guess, right?
No, that's why you got to subscribe to this channel.
Yeah,
John.
Okay,
let's see here, Nick, and thank you, Grit Squad. Nick says, "Is the Astros stink gone yet, or did that series win feel extra good because it was them?" That's a great point. Just in general about the Astros, I think. I can only speak for myself. I think a good portion of it is gone. What are you doing?
Me?
Yes.
What did I do?
You turned your light off.
No. Oh, I turned my computer light up. So like I went over to a different screen to look at something, and then changing the light. Whoops.
Keep it the way it is so we can see you. Okay. Do you think the Astros stink is gone around baseball?
I truly think that the Astros have overcome a lot as a franchise after their trash can banging in 2017. Like, not only did they back it up by winning another World Series, they've backed it up by going to 7 straight ALCSs. And you got to be doing something like right as a franchise to do that and have so much turnover as they did. So to me, it doesn't make 2017 as egregious. Like, if they just won 2017 and that was the only World Series they had, and they never got back to an ALCS, and they never got back to a World Series, and never won a World Series again, then you're like, yo, what the F? Did they cheat? Absolutely. Like, that was not good. But you know what else was happening during that time? Everybody else was cheating in some way or form too. Like, it wasn't just the Astros. They just got caught, and they were the most egregious.
Yeah, I guess, but they were terribly egregious.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They took it to another level. They went to another level of cheating. But you also can't tell me that other teams in baseball weren't trying to
cheating. No, that's
a leg up and doing some type of sign stealing or whatever the case may be.
No,
Not
it's
to the level of
accurate.
not to that
No,
level. No.
and you're right. And they won. So it's even more like, listen, if the Astros did that elaborate sign stealing and went 59 and 103, nobody would care.
No, they'd make
But they happen to win the World Series, which makes it extra, cumbersome on their part. HBBBV, thank you, man, for the super chat. He says, need to clinch Sunday and celebrate with Tucanes postgame. Okay. They could clinch as early as, didn't we say Saturday's the earliest? You need 3 Braves losses and 2 Padres wins. That's unlikely.
The Braves need to lose 2 games to the Marlins, and they need to lose tomorrow to the Reds.
That's very unlikely.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't. But Sunday, maybe get a couple of Braves losses, a couple of Padres wins, and we're celebrating Sunday, which would be crazy at Petco Park. That'd be awesome. I mean, celebrating at Dodger Stadium wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, right?
Oh, that'd be kind of sweet. I just don't want it to happen on the same night that the Dodgers clinch the division.
Clinch the division. That's a good point. Yeah. That's a good point.
Sweep the Dodgers and have the Dodgers have to wait until Friday to clinch, and you clinch not only a playoff spot, but the 4 seed at worst.
Right. Okay. I'll work on that. Okay. I will work on that. While I'm working on that, we remind you about our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Great time to sign up with promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP. You're getting a first-time deposit.
And deposit's nice.
50% deposit match up to $1,000. Okay. If you use promo code PADSWRAP, that's PADSWRAP. Whatever you deposit, they're going to match 50% of it. So if you deposit $50, they'll give you $25. If you deposit $500, they'll give you $250, and so on and so forth. It's their best offer yet, up to $1,000. Plus, you're getting free pick'ems. What'd they give you? What'd they say? Aaron Rodgers over a half yard tomorrow on Thursday Night Football?
Correct.
Okay, so you get a free pick'em with Aaron Rodgers. There's 2 other NFL pick'ems they're giving you, and you can then pair that with like a Padres Friday night game against the White Sox, like Manny Machado higher than a half total base. He's scorching hot. That's basically a gimme. And you can win. And you can win up to 325 times your money in a single night. All you got to do is use promo code PADSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP. Take advantage of the free picks and the deposit match and click that link in the description down below, Jim.
Scan the QR code. Download the Underdog Fantasy app. Use promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP. Do it now.
Do it now. I think that basically covers it. Is there anything we didn't discuss tonight that?
No, you got to fix your cricket, man. We can't go through a postseason with cricket.
I mean, it might be a good. We might have freaking rally crickets. Truthfully,
look, if they win a World Series and cricket is cricketing, then we're cool. But like, if they lose, then it's your fault. And it's a cricket's fault, and then that's a problem.
It's more the cricket's fault.
No, it's your fault.
No, it's not my fault that there's a cricket in here. C said this is one of his top 3 outings of his career, right? No hitter, the one that he took into the 9th of the Rise broke up, and today, by the way.
You just changed the bottom ticker to wrap up show after dark?
Yes.
Did you delete anything, or did you?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm just looking.
Hold on.
What?
Okay, no, you're good. I was about to kill you.
If I deleted the Nimitz thing?
Yeah. Like if you changed that.
I didn't delete that, dude.
Let's see what other things we have in here. We got, hold on. We got a Dylan Cease-through no hitter. There we go. Oh, cool. This is with Aztecs are in the Elite 8. Oh, Will Brinson. Will Brinson joins the show. That's cool. Our Padres insider Kevin Acey joins us. Pac-12 realignment. That's pretty cool. Sweet.
Oh, that was from last week.
I know. That's cool.
All right, let's do this again. Tomorrow we got a full off day to enjoy together, Padres fans, on John and Jim, beginning at 3 p.m. Join us. We got a crazy show tomorrow. Tons of guests, lots of Padres talk. So please join us tomorrow at 3 p.m. We're on YouTube. Just search for John and Jim 760. We're on the iHeartRadio app. which is free anywhere, no matter where you are. And of course, you can listen on the radio, San Diego Sports 760 as well. We'll be back with you for a wrap-up show Friday night following game 1 of the White Sox series. We returned it because Kristen wasn't going to let me keep the thing. So I'm just sitting here drinking this freaking highly infested cricket water.
Tap water.
Tastes good, I think. What were we saying? Oh, yeah, we have John.
How do those Parasite taste?
There's no Parasite, dude.
Yes, that one, Homie's Garage. We will be at the Naughty Barrel from 3 to 6. Happy hour from 4 to 6. You guys got to come down if you can make it. Final Friday at Naughty Barrel. Yeah, we'll be there from 3 to 6. Come on by, say hi, have some food, delicious food, happy hour food, $7 burgers. I mean, come on. It's right down the street from Petco. So, yeah, wrap-up show meetup, guys. If you're going to go to the game, come to the Naughty Barrel beforehand. We'll be there. And come say hi, have some food, and then make your way over to Petco.
What does this even mean? Do you need a Costco membership for clean water? Do they provide clean water?
Huh? No.
Can I buy clean water from them? I'm going to figure it out. You know me. I'm not going to let just – well, I don't know. I'm a little concerned about the water, but I'll worry about it after the postseason.
Cricket will be at Naughty Barrel on Friday.
I should bring the cricket. Jim, make a cricket shirt. And nobody will buy it.
No one will buy that.
Moises, appreciate you, man. He says, let's enjoy the journey, folks. That's a great way to end the show, truthfully. Like, we don't know how long this lasts. There's 10 games left in the regular season, right? No. 9.
Oh, 9.
9 games left. 9.
What if they win out?
Then they'd have 9 more wins.
It'd be
including the postseason?
97 wins if they did that, right?
One shy of a franchise record? What's their record
98
right now?
Oh, 88 and whatever. Or no, 87 and whatever. So they'd win 96 games. Sorry.
We need Cricket Wireless.
Was that a thing?
What?
Wasn't that like a thing, like Cricket Wireless or something?
What do you mean it was a thing? It is a thing.
Oh.
It was a thing. All right.
Being in the dark makes me tired.
I'm just tired in general. All right. If you guys wouldn't mind subscribing, I think we got a really good chance to get this thing to 7,100 subscribers by the end of the week. Jim is scary looking right now. I can't even see Jim. So please subscribe. You're on content for Padres fans. Smash the like button for us if you wouldn't mind. I think we should get 500 likes on this video. You can follow us on X at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Thank you for your support. If you're here on replay with a super thanks. If you want to become a member, you can click join. Please support our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. If you have an insurance need, he can save you money. Click the link in the description down below. Mova globes, they don't glow in the dark, but they kind of do with a light.
They're not great in the dark.
Right, because they don't spin in the dark.
Right.
PWS 10, promo code PWS 10, take 10% off. And then again, Underdog Fantasy, use promo code PODSWRAP, get that 50% deposit match. Promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP. I'm with you, Moises. Long live the cricket. Long live unfiltered water. And long live the 2024 Padres.
And wrap up show after dark.
This got weird. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the radio, 3 p.m. Bye-bye.